What's up, everybody? Today we are doing Cooking with Scruf 2. Let's show you how we got here. Woohoo! One moment, please. Oh yeah, you're over there, huh? Alright, let's get started. So, you don't always need to make things from scratch for them to taste good. Hopefully we have known that by now. If not, like really, like I know it's tradition, make everything by scratch and everything's groovy, but you know what? Sometimes things taste just fine out of the box. Like, don't feel bad if you want to make muffin, you know, like homemade-ish muffins out of the box. Like, they taste great, they taste good. There's really nothing wrong with that. Forgot to grab these. That being said, today we're going to make a double batch of these that I was going to make for Christmas. But I figure, you know, not everyone thinks that baking is easy because they grow up just being told that you have to make everything from scratch. And you don't. So let's just do this. Because I do this, and you know what? Tastes great. Scratch muffins taste great as well. But yeah, you go do what you work with what you got. You know what I mean? So we're gonna put that in, get this one in. We'll save that box for any more directions. So these are just your regular chocolate chip muffin mix, which is fine, but we all know there's just never enough. So I add dark chocolate chips. And this is 10 ounces, so this is just over a cup. So if we pour most of it in there, that's probably about a cup worth. Oh yeah. Alright. And also, if you really want to go for the dark chocolateness, get your special dark powder or whatever dark cocoa powder you may have. Even store brand is fine. This just happened to be on sale at the time. It's about maybe a tablespoon. You really don't want much more than that. It'll sort itself out pretty well. As far as flavoring goes, so get all that in there. Then he wants you to add the water, the oil, and the eggs. So this calls for 2/3 a cup of water. Which would be 1 1/3, obviously. Also calls for 1/3 a cup of oil. I use olive oil all the time. Even when it calls for vegetable oil. This is just generic Walmart stuff. It's just fine. Like generic Walmart stuff is usually name brand stuff repackaged. Like I've watched it happen on the line. And 2/3. Bloop. And then 4 eggs. Since, you know, this is all double. Yeah, obviously check your directions. I'm just doing a double recipe. Let's set these out. That over there. Crack-a-lackin'. No, dumbass. mess. Yeah, don't add the eggs. Yeah, it's actually bad. Should probably turn the oven on. Where are we at? 12 regulars, 15 at 410-ish. Yeah, you should actually turn your oven on like 10 minutes ago. And of course, always check your oven to make sure there's nothing in it when you turn it on. Alright, so let's get to mixing. Some people mix by hand. I prefer just to use a wooden spoon. Plastic ones bend, metal ones always have a rubber handle on them, and like moisture gets in between there, or they bend or flex or whatever. Whereas old school wooden spoons just work, you know what I mean? Let's go through. You don't want to like mix the hell out of this. Like anything you make that rises, you don't want to over mix it, because at that point you're literally breaking the gluten chains. Well, this is what I've been told. Verify yourself and let me know if I'm wrong. But over mixing, you start breaking all the gluten chains. And apparently, like, just all the stuff that has to do with making it rise. So if you over mix it, it won't rise, apparently. Or rise as much. It's not saying, you know, you shouldn't thoroughly mix it, especially like as I'm doing this, I can see spots where there's unmixed egg. Kind of get it more into the camera. You know, scrape your sides, scrape the bottom. You can give it a quick mix, you know, that's fine. But this don't sit here for like 20 minutes. If you see a little lump, go ahead and bonk that, give it a stir. Alright, that should be pretty good. Let's get the oil out of here. Like that. Put this over here. I already put the cups in the pan, just because I don't know that we need to sit there and watch me put cups in. What do we want to do here? Like I usually get a quarter cup thing. That seems to be about right for me. And this will be messy, and that's just kind of how that goes. And sometimes you need a little backup, which is fine. You don't want it, you don't necessarily want it to be runny, but it shouldn't necessarily be like bread dough either, although depending on yeah, obviously the accuracy of your pour with the fluid, and hell, probably even all the way down to like humidity and whatever else. Alright, I'm going to finish filling these up and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, they're all filled up. Using approximately a quarter cup scoop, this is what we landed with. So you just take your paper cups out of there, and they generally recommend put some water in there. I don't know necessarily why, but I think it may also help moisten. It saves the cup. I don't know. This is just my water bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Before you go in, if you want, go ahead and like clean off the little boogies off the top, just to make it a little bit easier to clean when you're done. So I'm going to go drop these in for about 15 minutes, and we'll see what they look like when they are done. Talk to you soon. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's take a look. Everything is rising. Always be careful with anything that rises. Don't slam the door, because it will fall. Check back in 5 minutes. And here we are, about 20 minutes later. Got them sitting on the cooling racks just to kind of help the underside cool off a little bit. Good golden color. Let's see how far back I can get on that. There you go. Not really sure what happened to that little guy, but we're going to go ahead and pop him out. Let that cool off for a second. And I guess while we're waiting for these to cool off, I guess we can get in on that close-up. Good golden color. And as if you look carefully, you can see some of the chocolate chips are melted and some aren't. It's because the ones that come with it won't melt, but the ones we added will. And hold on, let me show you something else. And there's your preview for cooking with Scruf 3. Alright. So back to this. And if you're wondering why I have a 12 and 2 6s, it's because I used to have to make muffins in a countertop oven, whereas now I can make them in a real oven, so I picked up that one. Because I'd rather do that one than 2 of those, but then when you're doing a double batch, it doesn't matter. So let's see how this guy is. I'm going to switch over to the other camera, and we will, ooh, this puppy's hot. We will have some num-num. One moment, please. Alright, I got the camera stuck to my fridge. Works. This is what we're working with. Focus. Well, let's check it out. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Focus. Sorry, but that's good stuff. Highly recommend. And I'll be taking some of these into work tomorrow. So, thanks everyone for watching. If you try some, let me know. Like I said, Scratch is nice, but baking doesn't have to be done by Scratch. Box stuff is just as good, and it's a little bit easier. So give it a shot. Let me know if you like it. And Cooking with Scruf 3 is coming soon. Talk to everybody later. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will catch you next time.